Hey guys, welcome to another video, this time talking about my current favorite low-budget weapons and escape from Tarkov. We all know that money can get tight in Tarkov, but we also know that in order to up our survival rate, we have to have decent weaponry. I've put together a few weapons since starting the game recently that I've come to really enjoy using and are effective in both PvE and PvP alike. In this video, I'll include the builds so you can copy them as much as you'd like to do so. My main goal here is to show you weapons that come in at or less than 100,000 rubles, as I find that to be a pretty fair price for a budget weapon, as I've seen some builds that go way above that by 3, 4, 5 times that amount. So I'll consider 100,000 rubles a budget weapon here. Let's start off with the AKM. The biggest reason I started with this weapon is because the huge amount of 7.62 BP rounds that we all got from the New Year gift. If you haven't gotten this yet, just log into your account at escapefromtarkov.com and claim the gift on the bottom left of your profile page, and you'll receive it in your mail in-game. This weapon both looks and sounds badass to start off with, but it's also effective in close and mid-range, which is the majority of your fighting at the beginning of the game as you're working your way through tasks and customs. It can get a little squirrely when you full auto it, but as long as you tap fire to try to preserve as much ammo as you can against scavs, and then really focus on hitting good upper chest and headshots on players, the BP rounds that we got from the gift will do most of the work there. Now, that's not to say that you can't use other ammo with it, but let's be honest, ammo is highly important, and that's why we're talking about budget weaponry. The less money you're spending on weapons and the more money you're spending on good ammo means you'll end up being more effective in this game. I do include a tactical laser on this gun, so that way I can learn how to point fire a little bit better than, what I started off at the beginning of the game. But now, if I were to suggest anything, perhaps replace the tactical laser with a flashlight instead if you already know how to point fire. It's not difficult to pick up, but all the same, having a visual aid alongside to start off with goes a very long way. Up next is the AK-74N. This is actually the first weapon that I built myself in this game. I find it to be highly effective, and you can find a lot of useful ammo for it early on in customs at places like the Stronghold or inside many of the warehouses at customs. While I would suggest, and you'd be better off using 5.45 BS rounds, the BT rounds you can find all over customs are highly effective this early on. So that said, don't be afraid to check this weapon out and put it to the test. It is one of my favorites. It's great at full auto at mid-range. It has amazing tap fire capability at long range. And I have found that overall, I have the best luck with this weapon. Once again, you can trade out the laser for a flashlight if you prefer. I was just using it at first to kind of learn how to point fire a little bit better, but the choice is all yours. Last but not least, for me anyway, in this video is the RFB. Now, I've heard a lot of people talk poorly about the RFB, but I gotta be honest with you, in my experience, it has been amazing. While sure, it's not going to be as great as, say, I don't know, an SR-25 or an MDR-308, early on, for the cost and the type of ammo that you get to use with this weapon right away is fantastic. You can get M80s at low cost from traders as well as in the flea market, and M62s and M61s are readily available at the flea market pretty much right away. The only downside I have with this weapon personally is the fact that I cannot put a tactical device on it at all, so that means no lasers or flashlights. But when you do get good enough with the point fire yourself, you don't really need them all the time. They do give a little bit of a bonus to the the hip fire accuracy, but that said, when you're up close and you're barrel stuffing people anyway, the amount of damage that the rounds do from this gun is really high and will drop almost anything right away anyhow. Not only does it do great range at close, but it also does fantastic damage at medium and long range as well. The accuracy is fantastic. Even with the basic M80 rounds, the penetration that you can do against level 4 and 5 and even 6 armor is pretty solid. I'm not saying you're going to win fights against people that are completely chatted out, but I am saying that you actually stand a fair shot early on with this weapon, and it's why it's been my most used weapon so far as I've started playing this game. Thank you all so much for watching the video. That pretty much wraps up my thoughts on these so far, just keeping it short, sweet, to the point. Let me know what your favorite budget weapons are in the comments below. I would love to discuss this stuff with you guys. As I learn more and more about this game, I'm sure my opinions will change, but as of right now, these are my 3 favorite weapons to use when I'm looking to spend as little money as possible. Once again, thank you all so much. Make sure you leave a like on the video if it helps, maybe even subscribe. Catch you guys on the next one.